Okay, just finished the last episode of the Wonderfully Weird Gumball season 2. Um, Spoiler alert. I'm gonna put that in the title. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled, click off the video. We got to see the Awesome Store guy. The Awesome Store guy does not appear to be any of the characters we already know, as I hinted at him being, what's his name, Mr. Small, earlier in one of my theories. I mentioned a mini theory that didn't have a lot of evidence that stated him being Mr. Small. As far as I know from this episode, that disproves that mini theory. The whole thing on why this show or episode doesn't have anything to do, well, it has something to do with the Inquisition. It adds to it is that basically the Awesome Store was there when Rob fell into the void in the Inquisition and saved him. Because of this, it created a plot hole, like a literal plot hole, a literal hole in the universe, basically, where it looks like if Gumball and Darwin are knowledge, specifically them, that was interesting to see. Specifically, that if they are specifically become aware of the plot hole and aware of things in Elmore that don't make sense, then the void will take over the universe and completely destroy it. So that suggests that possibly the void is a kill code or something like that, which would support the whole simulation theory that the community has been discussing for years. That this thing, so basically, in a way, this episode proves the simulation theory. But the thing is, it's like I'm like flabbergasted. So with the painting thing, the painting technically didn't come true. There was when Rob mentioned the fact that if they figure it out, then the void will take over. It cut to what could happen, which was the picture that Banana Barber said. But then there's multiple things that we could talk about with this. Hang on, lock me in. There are multiple things that we could talk about with this because Banana Barber's pictures always come true, no matter what. Meanwhile, okay, I have to make a confession. I did skip like 5 episodes because I just wanted to watch the last episode and be done. Because a lot of the episodes really have nothing to do with each other. I'm going to go back and watch the episodes I didn't watch. And then probably watch the last episode again to see if I missed any context to really analyze it more. But Banana Barbara, from what I've seen of the episodes I watched, Banana Barbara doesn't show up. But I'm not going to really make that a big statement until I watch the rest of it. Banana Barbara's paintings always come true, correct? They always have in the show. The Rob made a reference and a glimpse to it if that is what would happen. And at the end, it's like the Awesome Store retired and he had because Rob fell into the void because they had a computer where they could basically rewrite the entire show, the entire episode. So Rob writes it in one way, but it didn't work, and Rob falls into the void again. Now, the Awesome Store goes into the void and saves him and gives Rob a cloak. So basically, Rob takes over as the Awesome Store merchant. And it's like the Awesome Store had a doorknob that opened a gateway to another dimension within the void, which that was a tad bit confusing. But Awesome Store is just, he's just dead now. But here's what this does do. It does confirm what I was speculating in my past theory, that there's something more about the Awesome Store merchant that we don't know. And this just answered it. It wasn't exactly what I speculated in my video, but I was right. There is something more about the Awesome Store merchant that we didn't know. And this is the fact that I guess the also Storm also knows more, more if not the most in the show about the Void. Why? Don't know. Because Rob was like, "What do I do if? What do I do if the Void comes after them again?" Which there was really no answers about why Rob wanted to turn them into humans. Why that was going to work. There was really not a lot of answers based on that. See what else? I'm just sitting over here trying to think about everything and make sure I have it all like ordered properly of my theories and from watching the episode. So yeah, honestly, I mini theory, I theorized that this is honestly a precursor. It's because the show is definitely not over. The show didn't end indefinitely with this episode, similar to how it did in the Inquisition. So I'm 100% confident that there's going to be more to this, whether it's a movie, another season, we don't know. But the show is definitely not over. There is more to Rob as a character and the lore to this show. But once again, like I said, pretty much this episode pretty much confirmed the whole simulation theory, because he says that if they figure out that they're nothing but fiction, the Void is going to come after them. Could this possibly prove my whole thing about the Void being a sentient god? Maybe, possibly. Don't know, but maybe. Another theory that I have, and I feel like this one is kind of a stretch, but just in case it actually ends up being true, I want to actually document it on this video right here. I have a mini theory that the amazing world of Gumball is created by somebody in particular. If you may remember, there was another popular TV show that aired close to the time where this show aired. And in that show, there was a villain who was into things being kind of distorted and weird. And the supposed is that he died, but if you look back at one of Matt Pat's videos, there's a theory that this specific character is still alive. And there's actually a lot of evidence to prove such. What I am saying is that I have a mini theory that the amazing world of Gumball is a universe simulation created by none other than Bill Cipher. Maybe a stretch, but there was a big conversation that there was a crossover between the amazing world of Gumball and Gravity Falls. There was one scene in one of the Weird Mageddon episodes where it was said to be a crossover or a reference to the amazing world of Gumball from what episode? The Job. Which, if you remember my first video, that was the first episode I covered in this entire theory. So, if this tracks, and if we go with if Matt Pat's theory is correct, that Bill Cipher is still alive, which is a lot of evidence to say that he is still alive and actually not dead, then that could state this world was created by Bill Cipher. Now, the crucial evidence to support that, I don't know. Food for thought. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. If you can prove it, please let me know. Because honestly, I think it's something fun to think about. The fact that it's possible that this world is created by Bill Cipher, which is why it's so weird, it's so abnormal. You know, I mean, honestly, I've noticed some of the art that they even use in the wonderfully weird world of Gumball is similar art to what they used in Gravity Falls. So that, I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of evidence for this, but it's something to definitely think about. But yeah, that's the end of that. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. And let's keep this theory stuff going. As you know, I love this show, and I'm excited to see more. So, peace, y'all.